So as feminists, we're talking about rugby.
We should have just kept rolling in the break, if I'm completely honest. I feel like that would have been... I kind of want to go back to what we were talking about your products.
About the creams, potions.
Well, so what annoys me in a good way about the brand is that putting my marketing hat on, I have on many occasions, because obviously I joke quite often that I will work for you one day and it will happen. We will work together in multiple capacities. But I cannot find another brand like it. And you openly said, well, I don't look, really. Why?
I kind of think that, like, when you're running a race, is the minute you look to the side to see where everyone else is, you've lost. And so I've always avoided the competitor analysis or this or that. I mean, I think we're driven by, rather than creating a product for what the market demand is, it's more like inspirational from the inside out, not like our outside influence in. So it's just the process, the creative process that we go through is more that way. And I just think it brings something unique. I do try to avoid it. I mean, when we started, it was Estee Lauder World, and there were just a few indie brands. There was a handful that were kind of doing their thing. And then there was just a flood, let's say, 14, 15, 16, 17, and even till now, a flood of brands. And so I just don't look. We're on our mission, creating beautiful products the best way we can. And I just think comparing yourself to others is not a good look.
But they work. The thing that I love is they work. Like your cleanser, it's so good, and I'm there.
Which one, ladies, are we talking about?
The oil for me to the oil milk.
The oil to milk one.
The oil to milk.
I like
one.
the bar as well when I'm like on the go.
Yes.
The oil to milk one is the fave.
Yeah,
and that's a ritual that you like, your ritual. So that's a real ritual.
Sometimes I use it as a face mask, so I'll leave it on. And what I love is I can feel it working. Like, because I use so many products now, I can't feel stuff a lot of the time, but I know it's working because I can feel it in my face.
So the difference is that most cleansers are rinse off. So formulas are made where they just have surfactants, which are the foaming cleaning agents, but no active ingredients. Whereas ours, and that's why they're priced the way they are, we put our patent into them. So they do actually have active ingredients. So you can use the cleanser, as you say, like a bit of a mask, because it does have the silver and the DNA in it. So it is doing its trick.
And they work.
So many, I feel like face washes leave you feeling like, I hate that feeling. My skin feels tight when I take it off. Like I'm like, my skin barrier's just been like
it's
eroded away. Like it's just gone. But I never feel that way. I feel like nice and soothed after I rinse it off. So
we design it with a pH in mind. So your normal bar soap or like a stringent cleanser would be a pH of 9. Your skin's at about a 6.5, 5.5, I should say, sorry. And so you have this acid mantle. And so those cleansing agents, it's like the shampoos, they strip all the natural oils off the skin and the hair, and that's where you get disruption to the microbiome. So it is also important that all the cleansers that we use are the right pH to the skin, got the right mild surfactants that don't affect things. It's
I think a lot of the time in the category with consumers as well is they always think about the stuff you put back on your skin, but you should be really thinking about, for me, a cleanser is, you know, that old question of if you went up to a desert island, what's that one product? It would be a cleanser for me. Ooh. It really would, but it would be a very particular type of cleanser. It would be
La Lune de Velour, oil to milk cleanser.
I have to say, your cleanser can be more than a cleanser. That's what I like about it. It very much feels a bit like an all-in-one. Because actually, from a makeup point of view, I'm really curious. Like, a lot of the time, again, I was saying people focus on what you put back on your skin. Like with makeup, everyone's always focused on the makeup. But in lockdown, there was such a big shift in the category.
Skincare,
where it moved away from, particularly in England, in the UK, it's always been about covering the imperfections. And in lockdown, we were forced, because we weren't going anywhere. So I'm not wasting my makeup sitting at home on Zoom. And, you know, Zoom brought in filters as well. But
thank you, Zoom.
Exactly. Thank you, Zoom. I looked great. But actually, people wore less makeup and realised I've got a problem with my canvas. So they started, that's where you saw a massive boom in the skincare market. Like you said, a few years ago, it went absolutely crazy. And it is because people realised that the canvas was a problem. And then the makeup category actually didn't see that spike of return when we came back out of lockdown because people had changed their habits and their routines. It's changed now. But as a makeup artist, what do you see from a skincare? Why is skincare also important? Because you use the products with a lot of your clients as well.
I think the most important thing is like less is more. So like anytime there's a lot of products on underneath makeup, it doesn't go well. Like it starts to sometimes pill. Sometimes things aren't reacting well with the makeup or the formulations you're using with like your go-to products. The nice thing about like ARgENTUM is that there's not like an eye cream and like 20 different of each product. It's like 3, like for me, I use like 3 things, like the serum, the moisturizer, and then the oil. But you can tailor them to how much the client needs or like how much you need that day. If you're feeling really dry, if you need more, a little bit more oil or a little bit less or like what have you, you can really tailor it. And there's not 30 different products you need because really at the end of the day, it's like about moisturizing the skin. And like if that's done well, then like the makeup will look good.
And not leaving an oily film. So
yeah,
our hero moisturizer, it hydrates on, it goes into the intercellular space of the skin, so it doesn't leave an oily film. So it's the perfect canvas for then applying makeup. It's not going to slide off. And then I've seen makeup artists take our oil and mix it with foundation.
Yeah, you can shear it out a bit.
Shear it out a bit. So it's like really versatile bits and pieces. So you're right, less is more is our mantra. Not having products for product's sake or just like endless amounts of, we believe in what we formulated, it's fantastic. And we sort of only bring additions in when we see the value.
But even your oil, it really sinks into the skin. There's something about the absorption capabilities of a lot of your products. You've really thought about, you know, your skin absorbs 60% of whatever you put on it. It's a two-way system. And I think what's really nice is a lot of products, and they're kind of at a formulation level without going too technical. Obviously, they don't think about the molecular size of how it's going to sink into the skin. And so a lot of the time people assume that it's going in and doing good when it's just sitting on top because it can't get through because it's either too thick or too robust or whatever.
It's like makeup, it's layering, it's not skincare.
Exactly. Whereas I think what's really interesting with yours is it's been designed with the intention to be absorbed a lot of the time and work within those levels. And I think it makes it a lot easier then.
Because I can control the shine then also. Like with the moisturizer, I never think someone's going to be too shiny because that happens sometimes. And the other thing that you have to worry about is like the mascara, the under eye, things running away because the product hasn't absorbed properly. And then suddenly you've got like a mudslide under the eye of mascara and eyeliner because you've got too greasy of a moisturizer on that's not sunk in, which like you don't have that. Everything absorbs really well. And
it's like mattifying.
Yeah.
I think that's what men like it as a unisex product. It just doesn't.
It really does work on like men and women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
what, you saying men don't want glass skin now? Is that not?
No,
is that not the trend?
All men. Oh, it's not a good look, is it? All that shiny man.
Where did glass skin come from? Like, does genuinely now, do you get asked to create the glass skin look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's because I think people, what they don't realize is it's about the skin texture. So when they see people with like glass skin, what it is that they have basically perfect skin texture. And so they just look like they've got glass skin. But like if you put like on someone like me who's got a bit of skin texture, I'm still breastfeeding, can't do any treatments. So my whole thing has been just like no more lasers, no more of my retinol, none of the good stuff. So I do have a bit of skin texture at the minute. So when I put on certain products, if I put an illumination over it, you'll just see that there's a bit of texture. It'll kind of just highlight that. But if you're someone that's got amazing skin, like hell yeah, do glass skin because you got perfect skin texture.
How
like
do you do it?
How do you do glass skin?
How do you do glass skin? What are you putting on to achieve that?
It's like moisturizer, oil,
Overload.
Serum, as much as you can, and then you're putting on products on top of that. Like,
it's like a skating rink for your face.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's not ARgENTUM so much, but it's a good protector.
It's a trend that has been around for a while. I think what's really nice is people are moving away from kind of the matte look and embracing kind of the natural shine that actually you get with hydrated skin.
The glow.
It's like I got up and spent an hour on my makeup this morning to look like I didn't have a lot of makeup on.
Yes.
It's that no makeup
But that's
look.
what makes you look expensive.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Tell me, how do I look expensive? Is it because I look like I don't try?
I think it's about like not having like anything too over the top, not any one thing. And I think it also starts with like the way your clients feel or the way you feel when you're getting ready. So I think for me, when I arrive to work and I look put together and my I try and have like nice kits and nice products that come out like ARgENTUM that's like, it's beautiful. It looks expensive. It looks luxurious.
Smells good.
Yeah, it smells good. You're putting products on that like are working, are beautiful. Like I know a lot of people like to depot everything in their kit. I think it's nice sometimes to leave certain things that's in nice packaging, to leave it in that nice packaging. You feel good when you're using a product that is nice. Like ARgENTUM's nice to look at.
Inside out, it's got to be both. It has to look good.
Yeah.
I agree.
And when you open when I open my medicine cabinet or like my bathroom cabinets, I like that it's like just a really chic, elegant product. It's not like super crazy branded. It's not like screaming at me. I look at like my dry shampoo, which is like crazy branding, and it's all like. Ugh.
I'm so glad you noticed this.
Yes, I love that.
That was a big
it feels
inspiration.
peaceful almost. Like
yeah, not having the branding plastered all over with labeling.
I put your stuff on display.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that don't have the label. And that was it, because I thought, I want something that looks sexy in my bathroom. All this stuff is, yes, it's not like, it doesn't feel luxurious. It feels, and that glass, that violet glass, it looks black, but it's actually, it's a science of biophotons. It filters out all the light in the spectrum except for violet, which is preserving. So it has a function.
Yeah.
But it's produced in Czech. It's like a crystal glass. It's beautiful.
I've kept all your jars, washed them out and repurposed them.
Yes.
Because they're functional, they're clean, and they're practical. So actually, if I wanted to put another product, not that I do, but if I would never do that. How loud do I need to say this? If I ever did that, I know that it's been designed to maintain the integrity of the product. And that's one of the things I loved about ARgENTUM as well, is the integrity of the formulation. And I think that makes a big difference when you're doing someone's makeup, right?
Yeah, you don't want something that's going to like irritate. That's like your worst nightmare, using a product that like irritates somebody's skin, and suddenly you've got a model who like needs to walk in 5 minutes and she's red, and it's just like, it's like a nourishing product that is not going to like give a reaction.
And the silver's antibacterial.
Yeah.
So with all the makeup, you see, with the brushes and stuff, don't even remind me. I keep staring at my makeup brushes going, I need to douse you in silver solution or something, because I haven't cleaned them in a while. But there is a lot of bacteria in makeup.
Yeah.
And I think about sometimes how long I keep makeup. We should probably throw it away. I mean, how are you kind of applying some type of timeline? I've got lipsticks that are like 10 years old, and I look at them and think, am I actually going to get some type of disease from this thing?
It's probably crawling to
There are so
it.
many preservatives in makeup. Like if it's a powder makeup, I think you're okay. If it's a powder, I probably shouldn't say that, but you're probably okay. Because I come to work and I see people that have been working in the industry for like 20, 30, 40 years.
For the same makeup.
And they roll up with that powder, and I'm like, okay. I think powder really never does go off. I think powder, you're safe. The creams, though, definitely go off. I have a little, like, I'm very type A when it comes to work. I've got a little Google, like, spreadsheet. Tells me when each foundation was added to the kit and, like, opened for the first time, and then I need to replace it within however many months.
Oh, you're very efficient.
Yeah, I don't want to be
6
very
months, isn't it, from opening?
Sometimes it's 6. Sometimes there's some foundations that are up to 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they do various, like the more natural brands.
Because my mother once, years ago, went to just a local department store to have her makeup done with maybe at a counter, and they put mascara on her eyes. She nearly lost her eyesight. She got the worst infection ever.
I'm not going to lie, that's my nightmare.
Mascara?
I never let anyone put
Every
mascara
3
on
months.
me. Yeah.
Throw it out.
Yeah. And you probably use the different, you can sort of use separate tips.
The spoolies.
Yeah. Or I would just say each client gets their own mascara, full stop. Like that's just, that you just got to bake that into your cost, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's reassuring that you do that. That's nice to know, because I do look at my behavior around makeup and how it lies around for a very long time. And I
think it's
so we'll follow your skincare advice, but not makeup is what I'm hearing.
I'm conscious of it. It's kind of like when you shouldn't be eating that chocolate cake, and you're going, I shouldn't be eating this chocolate cake, but you're still eting it anyway. Sometimes I do look at the makeup.
I cleaned my brushes before I did my makeup this morning, so I'm in the professional.
I gotta get you some Cinema Secrets. It's like a little quick on the spot.
Yeah, I've got an ISO clean that you just a little spritz.
Or even just in silver water, I would. It kills all the microbes. It's antibacterial.
On the silver side, I'm really interested. So it's the product has obviously got the Become fragrance, and it's a very strong fragrance. my automatic assumption is that wouldn't be good for sensitive skin. But if you look at the formulations that are in there, actually, you talk a lot of the time about giving some of your sons and things the products when they're having a flare up or whatever.
Yeah. I think I actually heard that genetically redheads are much more sensitive to scent. So I'd walk into a fragrance hall and I'd feel nauseous and have to leave.
Really?
So in the development phase, when we were launching La Potion Infinity, I actually was dead set against using a fragrance. And one of my friends who was working with me in the business at the time, she was French. She was, oh my God, it has to have a fragrance, and it was a big thing. A lot of the time, people, that's the first thing they smell. And I was very dead set on it not having a fragrance. And we went to a cosmetics fair in France, and there was this beautiful ethereal lady sitting at the table who was specializing in natural and organic scent, and that's Delphine Thierry, who's created our Archetype fragrances. And I think that was like in 2011 or something. And we started talking to her about the project, and we said, okay, I agreed. I was like, okay, we will create a fragrance. It has to be unisex. It's got to encapsulate fire, air, earth, and water. And it's got to be as natural as possible. And this will be in the fragrance. And gee, she really knocked it out the park, because that's our signature scent become. It's in all our products. And all our fragrances have been tested for microbiome. And you know that our fragrances, our eau de parfum is alcohol-free. So it's kind to skin. We just didn't feel right about that. But I never imagined or envisaged fragrances anywhere near it. But it's all a journey, as you just got to stay open. But it's ended up being something quite special. And I never feel sick or ill with the fragrances when I do readings, and I spritz all of them all over the place. I never have that reaction. So she's quite incredible in what she's done. And even just creatively capturing the energy of the scent, because you were talking earlier about when someone says that they want a particular feeling in the makeup creation that you make. Yeah. And so tell us about how you capture that, because I think creative people do. And Delphine certainly did when I briefed her with, hey, you've got to design a hero smell. What does a hero smell like? But for you, how do you do that?
I think sometimes I'll have to like reference check with images, because I'll have like really strong ideas that come to mind, but maybe my idea of like romantic or expensive is totally off base with what somebody else's idea is. So I'll pull up a couple reference images just to quickly check that I'm not totally like in some other world. they're like, no, this is not what I was asking for. But I think that, and also can I just say about the fragrances, because I've been dying to tell you this and I forgot to tell you earlier. When I went in for my reading and I smelled all of them, I was like blown away, because whenever I smell fragrances, it's like, even if the line overall is like a nice line, there's always like a couple that I'm just like, oh,
Ugh.
yeah, no. Every single one of the fragrances could be worn, and like I could wear it or my husband could wear it and I would like it, like on either of us. I'm obsessed. Yeah, there's so many good ones.
She's done such an incredible job in terms of they are all completely different, yet they all unisex, and that was the brief. And they somehow feel a part of a collection, and you can layer them.
The layering is so nice.
So we're going to do couple readings where you then kind of, just say at a wedding or something, where you actually choose your scent to express. It will be a facet of. But yeah.
I like that you can layer them, because it then spans back into skincare and makeup territory. It really, even though you call it a fragrance, that's because there's no other way to explain it, but it's so much more. Like I was saying, how I use Become as a pillow spray, because for me, I find it really calming. And because it's milk-based, because it's water-based, it's got that beautiful milk texture. I use it on my son sometimes if he's kind of wanting to calm himself down and I haven't got any lavender or anything to hand and it's in my bag. Because again, I know I can trust that it's not going to react with his young skin. So I think it's really been designed with one intention, and then how it's kind of evolved. It's that evolution of, and that's why when we're talking about the kind of positioning of it all and with the marketing hat on, is what was
Archetype first. So Archetype first, it wasn't, oh, we're doing a collection of fragrances. It was like, these archetypes have been around, they're part of the brand. Actually, how do we people love them, how do we bring them to life? And actually that there is now like a 3D sort of aspect to this. And then it can be used for healing, like emotional healing, because the olfactory system is so complex, that memory of scent and how we associate it. So if you can find that balance point, and I do think she's created these energies to smell like that particular archetype character in balance, that it's something to hold on to. Like if I pull it before a particular meeting or something where I'm like, gee, how do I really need to tackle this situation? Just say I pull the jester, light, effervescent, fun. That fragrance smells like that. I can wear that and I can take that energy. It's resonating, it's vibrating. The frequency of that energy is around me, and I can embody it and kind of express it. And it helps me hold it. Kind of keeping characters. Like when you wear high heels and a fancy dress because you're going out to a dinner party, you walk a certain way, you feel a certain way. It's an expression.
That's why I love that your kind of the chef's kiss, as I'd like to call it, is the silver pendants.
They're so cool.
And honestly, I cannot tell you, I think there's something really comforting about it. It's the only word I can ever seem to find when I think about it is comforting, because it's that reassurance and it's that buildability of it all. Like you were saying,